Okay, let's continue. In this lesson, we will see the importance of event and data associations that we talked about. To do that, first let's clear the project. You do that by going to deploy and clear. Now this will clear the solution. As you can see, the variables are gone. You can also add constant variables. For example, this one already has one, so you can just say add constant and give default values if you want. In our case, it's both a 0, but you can always change it to maybe 40 and 8. That means that when the device is booted, these variables are initialized. And note that this is only to that instance, not to all instances that are being created for the calculator type. Okay, so in order to show the importance of event and data associations, let's use another instance of that one. Just connect init to init. You're just daisy chaining the init sequence. Now you see that it's a dash line. It's just saying that you're connecting two function block instances where one function block is mapped. You can see that this was already mapped and this is not mapped. So let's go ahead and do that and map that to the same device. Save it. Now it's looking good. It's showing solid line. That means everything is fine. Now what we'll do is we'll just connect out to in1 out of this instance to in1 of this instance and run this. Let's go to devices, right click, deploy. Okay, note that during all this time I have not closed my soft runtime. That's why I'm able to right click and deploy. In case you accidentally have closed your soft runtime, make sure that you right click and say start PLC. Here this is grayed out because my soft PLC is running in the background here. Okay, it's deployed. Go back to the network and let's watch this one as well and force some values for this one. Let's say 20 and 5. Now let's do an addition. Look what happens here. You trigger an event, 25 comes in, and then if you want to trigger an addition event here, it takes this value, copies onto here. Now what happens if the associations are not right? For example, let's go back to our function block type and remove the association for CNF. Okay, when you do that, you can see that the CNF event has no association with the out. So let's go back to system, devices, and deploy again. Because you have not cleared, you will see a warning saying there is a project that is already running. Do you want to replace it? Yes. And deploying 100%, deploy successfully finished. Now you go back to the network and do the same thing. Do the same thing. And let's say let's use the default values here, 40 and 8, and click on addition. 40 plus 8 is 48. That's fine, but when you click on addition here, it's still taking the 0. That's because you remove the association of out with CNF. That means that whenever the CNF is generated, even though this value is updated, this value is not carried forward to the next instance because the association was not there. Okay, that is the importance of association. Let's take a look at what happens on the input interface if the association doesn't work. Let's go back to calculator app, restore this. Okay, and let's say we will remove the association of in1 from addition. Okay, but for subtraction it's still there. Okay, let's go back, devices, right click, deploy. Of course it will give the same warning again, say yes. It's done. Same thing, add watch, and now we'll take the constant values. Let's force some value here. Let's say 5. Okay. While we're using that, let's change even this one, 20 and 5. Okay. Let's do addition, 25, all good. Let's do an addition here. Because addition was not associated with in1, the in1 values is not copied onto this instance. But remember, the subtraction is still associated with both in1 and in2. So if I do subtract, the value 25 gets copied. You can see 25 was copied. 25 minus 5 is 20. Okay. I hope this clarifies the importance of data associations. And when you are debugging your application for examples, this is the most usual and common trap, that you forgot to associate your variables to the events. Now, if you're wondering, hey, these forced values, they seem to take effect when you press addition here, even though there is no association. The reasoning for that is, as the name suggests, you are forcing the values. That means you're forcing this value onto the variable irrespective of its association. But that doesn't work like that when you have the normal connections here. Okay. Before we end this section, let's clear it and save it. It's already saved. Close the solution, and let's end this section here. In the next section, we will start with composite function blocks.